Hello, people. So I just thought of another random idea, kind of. I don't know how it started, but the thing is that life is about perspectives. And what I mean by that is that just like, okay, so like for example, I recognize that like I'm wallowing in my own little self-pity party of like narrow-minded perspectiveness. I think it started with the YouTube talk uh, from this guy called Jordan B. Peterson or something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him. So, um, I don't know, he was talking about self-esteem or something like that, and then like somewhere along that, like I just kind of, I think it was like because he was talking about assertiveness and like self-esteem and like how like you can encourage children who might not have like a really great temperament, like who are kind of scared and like just kind of like if you encourage them, you can change who they are. Like if like they're the person standing next to their mom at a park, which would be me, and they're kind of like, oh, I don't know if I want to go out into like the wilderness of the playground. Um, that mom could encourage the child to basically like, oh, like, hey, why don't we like go to where this blue pole is, where like the swings are or something, and then slowly warm the kid up to be like able to feel comfortable to explore the place. But anyways, so yeah, so going back to that, like it just made me think about perspective and like how like if you're just isolated in like a negative perspective and like so I have some notes because like I'm reading like this book. It's called Love Without Conditions by Paul Ferrini. So, anyways, so if you have like a negative, narrow perspective, or even if you have like a positive perspective, but it's like if you expect it to be like all rainbows and butterflies, either way, you're really, your narrow mindedness is like it signifies or like I think it's like synonymous to being limited because they're extremes. So when you have like extremes like that, I feel like that also implies there being conditions about um, how to live a life or like how you see life. And like if you have a condition about how you see or perceive life, then that probably means that you're trying to like control or like bend like the way that your mind takes in information, it like bends it into like fit to that reality, whether it be like really narrow and negative or really narrow and positive. And if it doesn't meet that circumstance, then you're probably going to feel disappointed. um and so yeah, but the thing is that like with life, right, like a small perspective or narrow perspective, uh, making or just being conditional, that means that when we widen it, our perspective, it allows us to see um, the conditions that limit ourselves and other people's because we see, like, oh, maybe that person over there has like something that I've never thought of before. And so, like, because I hear that idea or engage in that conversation, like, I start like learning that there's something new other than what I thought was even possible, as opposed to like hanging around with friends that have my own perspective, which is really cool too, because then if it's a positive one, it can be reinforced and like you can encourage people to do things and be their best selves. So that's cool. But like if not, then I mean, just getting a change of scenery, like it just you know if you're just living like this for the longest time and you don't have that change and then somebody else comes and goes like pew, and you're just like, wait, what just happened? Like that can like throw you off the wind. But yeah, so like I feel like if you widen your perspective and you like are open to people's stories, because life is about the story that you tell yourself and the story that you tell to others, and the same for them, like the story that people tell you about themselves, right? Like if you widen that, I feel like it would widen your heart, like, or like open your heart. And so then you'd be more like willing to be like, well, I just really don't know what goes on with people. So like, um, you know, you don't know what people go through. And that leaves you in a place to be kind of like, well, let me not judge so much. Let me not like, you know, be so hard on people. Let me not be so hard on myself, you know? And it says right here, when the heart opens, it's filled with love. So there you go. That's another reason to like expand your perspective. Um, yeah. And so, like, it also goes to say here, it gives without thought of return because giving is the greatest gift. And it receives not for itself alone, but that others may experience the gift too. So when we open our perspective with other people and, like, join in different communities and get to see things completely, like, because you're just like the point, right? Like like you're just like the little dot, and then there's like 7 billion other dots out there, but you're still making up this dot of space, right? So it's like you're still important, but like so is everybody there, because like everybody's making up this humongo wongo thing that we can't see, or that we could see, like this big mass of like peopleness. And so yeah, like we get to share that with the world, and we get to share that with ourselves. And I think that's I think that's cool. And that's probably why we love books and like movies too, because we get to like experience things from a different point of view, or like even like talking about the movie or the book afterwards, like it could be like, oh dude, like I never thought about this scene or like this chapter in this way, or this event in that book in this way. Like that was a complete page turner. Like what the fuck am I on, like that I could not see that? Or like like it kind of makes you grateful for everything. And then here it says, and so miracles happen not through any special activity, but merely as an extension of love itself. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And miracles come spontaneously to the heart that has opened and the mind that has surrendered. Surrendered being the key word. It's need to control or to know. So like think about it. If we all lived like that, that'd be pretty cool. Like, you know, let's have some miracles happen. It just allows like less judgment, and like when you don't judge other people because you don't know what they go through, you're probably gonna be open to like or like kind of notice, like if you become aware of like how you judge yourself, you're probably gonna be like a little bit more like easier on yourself, maybe. I don't know, I'm just guessing. I just had these thoughts, and I was like, these seem like pretty cool thoughts. So yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much it. So like if you're ever feeling down and out, like just remember your point of perspective amongst all these vast points. And like that's just a very small point. So like if you just get out there and like meet new people in like certain groups, I don't know, like meetups probably, or like your classroom or at work, and you just kind of keep in mind that they're like a different perspective, and like just talk to them about random stuff maybe. I don't know if that could get you into trouble. It has gotten me into trouble in the past, only because I haven't picked the right people, but that kind of made me scared. Um, but like I think it could be a positive experience, and it could just help like live this life a little bit better, and like just make your make your perspective a little brighter. Yeah. All right. That's all I got.